Hello students, I am Anjali explaining you the chapter number 2 of NCERT book, that is Nutrition and Animals. Children, in this chapter you will learn about the nutrition take place in different animals. Like you learn how the nutrition take place in humans, for example, in ruminants and in amoeba, and about the tooth decay and the cause of the tooth decay and what happened when teeth are decayed. So all these you will learn in this chapter. So let us begin with this chapter, that is nutrition in animals. Children, first of all I want to tell you, which you have learned earlier, that is digestion. As you have earlier learned that digestion is a breakdown of a complex components. So what are components? As you have studied earlier, these are the nutrients, and all these nutrients are found in food, which are broken down or in a complex to a simpler form, and then it is absorbed. So this whole process is called as a digestion. So there are 5 processes in the digestion. Number 1, ingestion. Number 2, digestion. Number 3, absorption. Number 4, assimilation, and last one is a egestion. So let us begin with the first step, that first process, that is a ingestion. Ingestion is the first process in which we take the food into the body, and this process is known as ingestion. After then, digestion again, the breaking down of the complex components into a simpler form, that is called digestion. And after the breaking down of the complex into simpler form, then this digested food is absorbed by the body with the help of blood, and this is known as a absorption. After then absorption, the body next come is the assimilation. Assimilation is a process in which the absorbed food is used for producing energy and growth, that is called assimilation. Last step of the process in digestion is the egestion. Egestion means the removal of undigested or unabsorbed food material in the form of facial matter through the anus, that is called as a egestion. So children, there are 5 processes as you have now learned, that is in the digestion. So now I'll explain you about the digestion in the humans. So how digestion take place in the humans, we learn in this. Children, as you seen in the diagram, the first label is the mouth. So when we ingest food in our mouth, there are salivary glands. What does they secrete? They secrete a juice known as a salivary, and the enzyme saliva contain the enzyme, that is a salivary amylase, and this salivary amylase help in converting the starch which is present in the food which you are eating into a sugar, as well as it also moisten the food. So the tongue in the mouth help in chewing and by moving the food in a various direction, and also help in pushing the food to the food like pipe, that is known as a esophagus. So after then the food goes to the esophagus food pipe. This is a food pipe where food enters, and muscles of this wall starts contraction and relaxation, and this movement is called as peristaltic movement that pushes the food into the stomach. This peristaltic movement occurs throughout the alimentary canal. The esophagus leads the food to a sac-like structure called stomach. Here, the food is churned and partly digested in the stomach. Children, as you seen in the figure, there are two things are seen that are liver and pancreas. What are they? They are the glands. So, what is their function? And we will study about them. The liver is a reddish color gland which is situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. Children, it is the largest gland in the body. It secretes the bile juice and which plays a very important role in the digestion of fats. And this bile is stored in a sac-like structure called gallbladder. After then, there is a pancreas gland. It is a large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. The pancreatic juice contains the enzyme which help in the digestion of carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So, as you know, the food contains the various components like carbohydrate, proteins, and fat. When the carbohydrates break down, it convert into sugar. When proteins are break down, it convert into amino acids, and when proteins are break down into amino acids, and fats are broken down into a fatty acid and glycerol. So after then, from the stomach, the food reaches to the small intestine. So what happens in the small intestine? The food, when reaches to the small intestine, it is semi-solid. It serves two purposes in the small intestine. Number one, digestion and absorption of the digested food. The inner surface of the small intestine has a large number of finger-like projection called villi. What does this villi do? This increases the surface area for the absorption of digested food. The absorbed food enter into the bloodstream and thus carried away to various parts of the body for assimilation. And then the undigested food moves from the small intestine to the large intestine, where mainly absorption of water from the undigested food take place. From the large intestine, the undigested food passes to the rectum, which pushes it out of the body through the opening called anus as a feces. So this is all about the digestion in the humans. Now we'll learn about the ruminants. What is ruminants? What are rumination? And how the digestion take place in the ruminant. So first of all, learn what are ruminants. The animal in which semi-digested food returns back into a mouth, or you can, and it always take place in the animals which chew the food, or grass-eating animals. These all animals are considered as a ruminants. The main component of these animal food is the cellulose. So cellulose is not digested. Cellulose is only digested by these ruminants, not by the humans. So let us explain. Let us understand about how the ruminants, how the digestion of cellulose is take place in the ruminants animals. Children, these eating animals chew the food continuously even when they are not eating the grass. They store the grass in a separate part of a stomach. This is called rumen. Here the food gets partially digested to form a cud, and later the cud returns to the mouth and animals chew it. This process is called as a rumination. Children, there is a sac-like structure also called cecum, which is found between the small intestine and the large intestine. The cellulose of the food is digested in this part by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in the human. That is why the cellulose component is not digested in case of the humans. Next is the amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism made up of single cell, only seen through the microscope and found in pond water. Children, what the most amazing thing about amoeba is that no digestive system is there, but still digestion is take place. And how the digestion take place, that I'll explain you. Children, amoeba has a finger-like projection called as pseudopodia, or we can call as a false feet. It helps in movement as well as for capturing the food. Amoeba feeds the microscopic organisms. When it senses the food, it pushes out the pseudopodia around the food vacuole. When it pushes out pseudopodia around the food particle and it engulfs it. The food becomes trapped in the food vacuole and the digestive juices are secreted in the food vacuole. They act on the food and break down into simpler substances, and gradually the digested food is absorbed by the amoeba, and absorbed food substances are used for the growth of the amoeba, and as well as in maintenance as well as in the multiplication. Thus the undigested food is expelled out by the vacuole. So next is about the teeth. Children, as you know, the teeth help in breaking down the food into simpler form. So there are 4 kinds of teeth. Before that, I will tell you there are 2 sets of teeth. One is the permanent teeth and one is the temporary teeth and second is the permanent teeth. First set of teeth are called as a milk teeth, which appears after the age of 6 months, and after the age of 6 years the milk teeth are gradually replaced by the second set of teeth that are called as a permanent teeth, and these permanent teeth remains throughout the life, and if broken they are not replaced by new tooth or teeth. So there are 4 types of teeth: incisor, canine, premolar and molar. In grass eating animals like cow, incisors are well developed, used for cutting the things, but in carnivorous, canine teeth are developed for tearing the flesh, whereas premolar and molar are used to chew the food. In adult humans, there are 32 teeth of 4 different types. In upper jaw and lower jaw, 2 incisor teeth, and canine, one on upper jaw and one on lower jaw, and premolar, 2 in a upper jaw and 2 in a lower jaw, and 3 molar teeth in upper jaw and lower jaw. So this is how the teeth are in our mouth and what are their function. Next is about the tooth decay. What is tooth decay? After the eating food, especially sweets, chocolates and cold drinks, other sugars, if mouth is not washed properly, then some leftover food and sugar remains attached to the teeth. The harmful bacteria break down the sugars and release acid. The acid gradually damage the teeth, and this is called as a tooth decay, which may lead to the toothache and even loss of tooth. So this is all about the tooth decay. I hope you understand this chapter thoroughly, and thank you and have a nice day.